Humanity as a whole is a very interesting species. We are very unique animals. Not very many animals are able to use tools. They usually can't self-realize, which is basically them knowing, hey, I'm a different animal from a dog or a cat. You know, things that are very important to do when you're comparing the intelligence of humans to other species of animals. But what I'm talking about today isn't about how different we are from animals, or really animals at all. The idea I hope to introduce into your head today is how evil as a whole we are. This format of video is very different from my other ones, so I hope you enjoy it. Everybody has to admit, humanity as a whole, we're pretty alright. We have done great things. We have had an industrial revolution. We've brought basic human rights to most people. Hell, we've even used nuclear fusion to produce an amount of power that's just completely incomprehensible for even the most complex animals to understand. We've had many great feats, but for every great feat we have completed, every morally righteous deed we have taken, there are piles upon piles of irredeemable actions that have been committed by humans. There are people all over the world that just should not be in power. We have systems of justice that uphold no law other than what the current tyrant says is right or wrong. That is a completely different thing. But right now, I'd really like to bring up some of the very few stains out of many that are unfortunately on our reputation as humans. If you don't want to know just how bad we are, then I would click off like right now. Yeah, we're back to the school setting. Not gonna lie, I really have no other ideas for like a background that makes sense where I could put up images for you guys to look at, if that makes sense. Well, that doesn't matter. I'm gonna be talking about 3 major events today. So the first and most obvious incident that I'm gonna bring up is the Holocaust. 6 million people lost their lives just because of a human-made conflict over some just silly shit that didn't even matter, really, in reality. In case you're new here, like meaning the planet Earth in general. Maybe you've been living under a rock for the past few months. I'll explain very briefly what happened. In 1941, there was this very silly man with a very ugly looking mustache. This silly man was a leader of a very powerful nation called Germany. He didn't like a particular race of people, and he took it upon himself to try and exterminate those people. Very fortunately, a good portion of Earth came together and stopped him. But in the aftermath, it was discovered that a total of 6 million Jewish people were killed in this horrible event. But when people talk about the Holocaust, they never go further into it, or at least no one has with me. The Nazis not only brutalized and killed their captives, they experimented on them, they raped them, they enslaved them. Sometimes they would just burn their shit for fun. I know that last one isn't as bad as the others, but vital culture was burned during the Holocaust, so I decided to mention it. It was truly terrible, but like most things I'm going to bring up, we could argue back and forth about how this isn't humanity truly summed up, and how this is just one group of people who did things, and there's just one group of people who did bad things, and how this isn't representative of humanity's nature. To that, I say, I agree. You win, dude. I'm making YouTube videos for fun, but you have to admit the fact that humans are capable of doing horrible things like this, and we have done this thing before, and that's jarring, and it would make a very valid point on why aliens would not visit us, or at least we wouldn't be the first choice. This next part, this setting might be seen as insensitive because of this next thing that I'm going to be bringing up, and I'd like to apologize for that beforehand. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Anyways, the next horrible stain that I'm going to ingrain into your mind is called the Rape of Nanking. That is literally the historical name. I'm going to be dead honest with you. I don't want to sit here and talk about this with you, and you probably don't want to hear this, so I'll make it very quick. Basically, in 1937, Japan invaded China, specifically a city named Nanking. What happened in the city was truly abhorrent. There was most notably mass rapings and mass killings. Historians say over 100,000 people were killed and tens of thousands were raped. But hey, that's not all. There were very many instances of forced incest, necrophilia, and rape, meaning that they made people rape other people for fun, for their amusement. I don't know how to redeem this one at all. I'm speechless. This is horrible. Same thing as last one. You could say, hey, this is just a small group of people, but you know, leave it at that. It's also really hard for me to transition, so let's go to the last scene, man. I don't want to brag too much, but the aliens actually came and took me. They said, basically, in a few words, because it doesn't translate well, that I was the last good one, right? Referring to humans. So basically, fuck you guys. But before I go, I'll tell you my last statement, or I guess last incident I want to bring up. But I'd like to point out, I've brought up some very interesting points that are mostly human versus human. So for the last one, I'm going to give you a little taste of something different. We're going to do human versus environment. Very plainly, we are killing Earth. If we were in the shoes of these aliens, we would definitely not visit this planet. It is killing itself. We've had wars, oil spills, pollution, deforestation, Taylor Swift's plane mileage, and a whole lot of ecosystem killing. I used to be the type of guy that would say, hey man, you know, Earth isn't going to last forever either way. It doesn't really matter. Like, we've known that Earth has had a lifespan since first grade. They told us that the sun was going to explode and basically we're all fucked. But honestly, I've realized recently we are to Earth what a virus is to our body. We're similar to a plague, and I'm not saying that all of us, I'm not even saying most of us are horrible, but I'm saying totaled up altogether, I don't think any alien would look at Earth and be like, hey man, let's visit that place. They seem nice, caring, understanding, and they totally wouldn't kill us for having a different culture than them. Well, other than me, they love me. So they pick me to hang out. They're pretty chill. That's a given. They're cool ass aliens. So it's been fun. Want to hang out with these guys. I'll see you guys. Bye.